Mike Kalekini, consultant with Oasis Media Group Marketing. As a part of our in-market targeting program, we have something really cool called Site Visitor Match. It's the ability to deterministically resolve the identity of anonymous website visitors. Here's what that means and why that matters. Every day, prospects visit your website or land on one of the pages in your marketing funnel, right? So they're actively looking for the products and services you sell. For example, if you're an attorney, they're considering hiring an attorney because they have a problem they want fixed. They're in your sales funnel and they're preparing to buy. Your marketing should be focused on them, and prospects will look exactly like them because they're your quickest and surest path to profits today, right? You don't know who they are, so you wind up treating your best prospects the same way you treat everyone else. See the problem? Now, you might be saying, but I can retarget them, so I'm covered. Really? If you're relying on platform-specific retargeting cookies, you're letting those ad platforms dictate what you can do, how you can do it, where, for how long, pretty much everything. They are the silent, controlling business partner you never knew you had and didn't invite in, one who calls all the shots and controls how much profit you can or can't make. To make matters worse, they don't care at all about your profits, they care about their profits. They're what's known as a powerful supplier, and they're driving down your profits. More on that in a second. For now, just realize that you don't even have a say in any of this, let alone a vote. And that's not even mentioning that anyone, at any time, can simply clear their cache. What happens to your precious cookie then? It's gone. So you start all over. And I mean, like from the beginning. And that's just the start. There are a whole host of things that identity resolution and site visitor match allows you to do that old-fashioned retargeting does not. Look at it this way. Let's say we're talking about Bob. Bob owns different devices that he uses interchangeably throughout the day, right? Everybody does. He also visits a ton of places online. The normal, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, his favorite sports team's website, you name it. Bob's everywhere, right? So to be able to market to Bob on a people-based level, which means you know it's Bob, whether he's on his desktop, his laptop, his tablet, his phone, using any one of his personal email addresses. Now the average person uses more than 4 emails, by the way. And whether he's using it on any of those devices or emails on Facebook or Twitter or a rock climbing blog, you first need to resolve Bob's identity. Because you're not marketing to Bob's laptop, you're marketing to Bob. And you're not marketing to Bob on Facebook, you're marketing to Bob. You simply can't do that if all Bob is to you is a cookie. That can disappear at the worst time, and that lives on one browser, on one device, rather than a person. Makes sense? So here's how you do that. Here's how you transform Bob from a cookie into a real person. In order to resolve his identity, we first need to make sure Bob is a real person and not a robot. And there's one thing that we know about bots. They don't buy things. So when Bob signs up for a site on which he has to pay, we know he's real. Once he logs in to access the content he paid for, we can place a cookie on Bob's browser that syncs up with Bob's email addresses that he used to log into the site, and that's matched up with all of the other information we know about Bob in our identity graph. Things like the other email addresses he uses or the IDs of his various devices. Our identity graph contains the deterministically resolved identity of Bob and more than 225 million other US consumers just like him. On average, we can resolve the identity of 50% or better of visitors to any website, which we can then match up with 2.6 emails and 2.5 device IDs on average per person. Now, that's a pretty big deal because now you can do a whole world of things that you couldn't before. Remember what your goal is here. You want to be able to reach Bob, not Bob on Facebook, not Bob on YouTube, or Bob on his tablet or Twitter, just Bob. Wherever he is, or whatever device he's using, with Site Visitor Match, you can. With cookies, you can't. Site Visitor Match gives you complete traffic insight. Cookies don't. ownership and control of your targeting data forever. Cookies don't. The list of things Site Visitor Match can do that cookies can't is almost ridiculously long. I mean, it gives you a permanent record of your best leads, a portable targeting method that's platform agnostic, the ability to target behavioral and demographic lookalikes across any platform at any time for as long as you want. True omni-channel marketing capability that even allows you to reach site visitors offline through things like direct mail or outbound phone calls or coming soon radio, TV. Sales match accountability, the ability to resolve a visitor's identity without a form fill. Click-to-call capability, dynamic inbound conversion. Email retargeting without the need for an opt-in. Real-time behavioral lookalike targeting that lowers CPC by 25 to 75% on average. And even with all that, we're just getting started because that site visitor match gives you is power and protection. Power over and protection from the 5 forces that you and every other business, every other company on earth competes with for profits. We mentioned one of those forces before, powerful suppliers. Ad platforms who impose terms, conditions, and prices on you that are designed to drive up their profits, not yours. Site Visitor Match crushes the powerful suppliers by putting control back in your hands, so your business can become platform agnostic and not live in fear of a sudden disruption or change in terms from a traffic supplier, literally cutting you off at the knees at any time, for any reason. And that's just one of the forces. There's 4 others. Site Visitor Match gives you coverage on those as well because it gives you a sustainable competitive advantage and an only factor, something that other businesses want in a high interest way, yet we only work with one business per area, so it's impossible to compete against. It gives you the power to know first and know more than anyone else. So rival businesses, whatever niche you're in, can't match your insight or your capabilities. Alternatives, which is number 3, or substitutions for your services are no longer seen as an equal trade-off. Powerful buyers can no longer drive down your prices or dictate terms because they can't get what you can deliver from anyone else in exactly the same way if you're there first and frame the whole conversation. And newcomers onto the scene will never be able to compete if they're using technology from yesteryear, if they're using cookies. Site Visitor Match helps you beat the 5 forces to increase your profits and provide more reliability to your revenue generation. That's why Site Visitor Match matters. It's the only factor that does what cookies simply can't. Click on the button below and go ahead and schedule yourself an appointment so that we can chat and see if this is a match for your business. Thank you very much.